upon the honourable member for Richmond upon Thames.
There are 400 million people living in China. If that many people lived in Europe, they would have separated into hundreds of countries years ago. But the Chinese have always been ruled by one emperor and spoken one language. Is this not formidable? For 5,000 years, do you not think that we should be making trade with these people and not war?
They have banned the trade.
They have treated the British Empire badly.
They really should be punished.
Order! The honourable member for Hampstead and Highgate.
There's one thing I'd like to call your attention to. Britain has the most advanced industry in the world. And China has the biggest market. If every Chinese were to lengthen the lower hem of his shirt by 1 inch, all the British factories would be kept in business for 30 years.
Order! The order of the House. Sir Alexander Matheson.
Speaker. Gentlemen, I know two strange names, Confucius and Zhuangzi. They lived in China over 2,000 years ago, before Aristotle and Socrates. And their thoughts are even more profound than those of Socrates and Aristotle. In all probability, Mr. Speaker, it will take us generations to understand the profundity of their thought and to understand China. It is a country with a huge wall, thousands of miles long in the north, and a great canal of thousands of miles in the south. Mr. Speaker, it was a great nation. But even in sleep, they are unpredictable. Yes, we may be able to defeat them, but we can never conquer them. I have one ambition left for my life. It is to visit China. But I would rather swim the Atlantic than sail there in a battleship.
No, talk too late. Talk too late. You sure you're ready? Tell you the truth. Objection is so strong, the motion will probably be rejected. I'm afraid.
Gentlemen, I come before you to present the plight of a group of defenseless British subjects blockaded in an attempt to starve them into submission, made to surrender their property in trade, which was then destroyed, who were then driven from their quarters in Guangzhou to be confined aboard our ships at sea without food, without water, without medicine, there to float under the pestilent heat of the sun. Before I set out on my journey to England, I was obliged to take leave of my daughter, who, being sick, was unable to travel with me. I may never see her alive again. And yet, our glorious Union Jack still flaps high on our mast. Gentlemen, your countrymen and your sovereign have been grievously wronged. They look to you for reparation. To that end, your representative in China, Captain Charles Elliot, gave me letters which I have delivered to the Prime Minister. There are also gifts to be delivered to the House. This is a piece of Chinese bronzeware made over 2,000 years ago. It is adorned with figures of sacred spirits, representing their highest ideals. Bronze was the strongest metal then known to the world. Ever since that time, the Chinese have called themselves the Han. This vase is carved from a single piece of jade. It dates from the Tang dynasty, the golden age of China. Not only was this the most prosperous period in the history of China, but also the most civilized people, the most cultured in the world. This is a work of art from the China of today. Like the great Qing dynasty it represents, it appears sumptuously rich, plump, and proud. It looks down on all around it, including the bronze and the jade. And yet it is filled with nothing but self-importance. One touch, and it will shatter to pieces. This is the China I offer you